Before there was light, there was darkness. Before there was order, an endless war between the gods and their enemies. A war the gods could not win. Till a champion arose, wielding a weapon of otherworldly power. The war was won, the enemy banished, but the weapon was shattered, its fragments scattered across the new formed world. Now, thousands of years later, many seek the fragments of that long-lost weapon. Among them, our 5 brave heroes. The druid, troubled by dreams and his own temper. The blacksmith turned warrior in search of revenge. The raider, determined to protect her friends and her growing family. The traveller from a distant land, guardian of those down on their luck. And the girl willing to sell her soul for a taste of adventure. Their hunt will take them to distant and dangerous lands, far beyond the borders of Isfjell. Okay, so the harpy is drawing into harbour, and you can see this small group of wooden buildings clustering around docks at the base of the cliffs. And above you looms this vast castle, with these enormous white towers reaching up to the sky.
Is the grouping of buildings small, or is it a grouping of small buildings? I want to make sure I heard that right.
Both. At the base of the cliffs, both the buildings and the grouping is small. So these look very much like human-sized buildings down at the bottom of the cliffs. Whereas the castle is very obviously a giant castle. But as well as the harpy's pulling in, you can see there's a couple of fishing boats, small fishing boats, drawn up at the harbour. And one other boat, which is sort of a galleon about 3 times the size of the harpy that looms above it. This big ancient timber studded with barnacles. It's possibly the biggest ship most of you have seen. Like, it's a lot bigger than any raiding vessels you'd come across in Isfjell. And as the harpy pulls into the harbour, Captain Silvasny hops down off the boat and calls out a greeting to one of the people on the harbour front. You see this half-orc man with greying hair and a scarred face, and he replies to Silvasny in Orcish. I don't know, do any of you speak Orcish? In which case, you don't understand what he's saying. He's clearly sort of having a bit of chit-chat. He gestures over to the 5 of you and Davina, waiting on the boat. And sort of gestures up to the castle, gestures back to the boat again. Some more toing and froing. As Silvasny is having this conversation, what are you guys up to on the boat? You just hanging back, or you got any stuff?
I'm actually going to approach each person individually. And I'm holding out a blank page in my Book of Shadows. Can you please write your name here?
I mean, yeah.
Why?
Oh, this is something I just recently learned, and if we get separated, I can write a message to you here on this page, and you'll hear it, and I will get a response back on this page.
So, how does that work exactly? So, if someone were to mail you a signature, and you put it in the book, would that technically work? It should, right?
I don't know, we can try.
Crisara will write her name with like a little flourish and make it pretty. There you go.
It still looks like something written in crayon by a kindergartner.
Nobody asked you, Adair. Nobody asked you.
Well, that sounds useful enough. Torvald will go ahead and sign his name.
Don't send your name so close to mine. It makes mine look bad.
Well, whose fault is that?
Yours.
Your logic is impeccable.
Una, do you want to sign?
Good. So, I write my name, and then I can talk to you again later.
Sort of. If, we get separated in a difficult situation, I can send you a message saying, hey, meet us here.
Cool.
Kind of deal.
She'll go ahead and, what are we signing in? Are we using
It's
a quill?
Yeah, it's just a regular ink pen.
Okay, I can sign in blood if you need me to.
No, that's not necessary.
Okay. She'll sign.
She's
She actually has a very beautiful signature. She's like, it's almost like a celebrity workshop signature with a little diamond in it and everything.
What if you sign someone else's name?
I don't know.
What if you have someone who can't write?
An X is a legal signature, so...
If Adair turns into a badger, does it have to be the badger paw print? Or does it still count as Adair? Yeah.
That's an excellent thought, Una.
You see, when you get your magic from a otherworldly being, you don't always know exactly how it works.
Adair will write me.
Of course you did. What if I sign someone else's signature? Like forgery. Would that work?
That's what I was wondering, yes.
No, I don't think that will.
Even if I have a scrap of paper with their signature on it and I copy it exactly, would that not work?
No, you can't copy it. It has to be their writing.
So do they have to write it with their hand? Or what if they already wrote it down and then I put it in the book?
I don't know how that much works.
What if you were to write the name of the gods? Could we then prove that they don't really exist?
The gods have to write their own name.
Well, then they'd have to exist to do that, so obviously that's not possible.
What happens if we write a really, really awesome name? Would we get free stuff? I'm just pulling a name at random here, like Tiss or something. Would that get us free stuff?
No.
What if you wrote your own name?
Could you talk to yourself?
Or would you get stuck constantly receiving the same message to yourself?
I'll give you the gold in my pocket to do that one.
Aldous is gonna close the book and walk away.
I'm glad none of my spells require other people's cooperation.
So, as Aldous walks away from the group, it's about this point that see the captain coming back towards the boat. Well, they've sent word up to the castle. Someone's going to be coming down in a minute to pick up the wine from the hold. I said that I had passengers on board that wanted, I guess, an audience with the king. Was that the right thing to say?
Aye, that's fine.
Right, so yes, one of the, a couple of the giants from upstairs, up in the castle, will be down down to in a moment to get things you need off the boat, and then look, I don't know how much you've had dealings with giants before. Just oh no, never mind. Right. Well, it's been a pleasure sailing with you. Honestly, I don't think we would have made it past that sea serpent if I hadn't had you lot on board. And once again, apologies about the dinner. Right. And he sort of heads off to arrange stuff with the crew and sort of collecting the wine. And as he's heading away, Davina sort of sidles up to the five of you. So you're going up to the castle. I'm going up to the castle. Do you want to go together, or should one of us, like, wait 10 minutes for the other lot?
I think you should stick very close to us. You're practically a member of the team.
Oh, and you see, she sort of blushes a little bit. Thank you. I've never been really, I've been part of a team for a while, not since the laboratory.
Well, you killed those ones, so try not to do that.
Yes.
If possible, thank you.
And it's at this point, Chris-Sara, you hear a little voice in the back of your head. A voice you've had in the back of your head for a while. You hear the voice of Frollo, the halfling trapped in a ring, and he goes, "Yeah, it's her fault. I'm dead. Like, if she hadn't summoned a demon, everything would have been fine. Like, because that she summoned the demon, and then Logan wasn't there. That Logan wasn't there to tell me not to touch his stuff, and then I exploded."
I know, and I'm just saying this out loud to, looking at my hand. I know. She needs
to pay for what she did. Like, it was incompetent. Like,
she's incompetent.
Health and safety disaster at the least. If she wasn't actively trying to get us all killed by summoning a demon.
It's completely her fault. She completely owes you.
She needs to pay.
She should pay. Do you want me to just, find out how much gold she has, or?
Are you all right over there?
Oh, yeah, we're just having a conversation. I'll be there in a second.
What do you mean, we?
Oh, YOLO, he's in my ring.
Ah, it's been a while. I forgot. Sorry. Go on.
So do you want me to, exact revenge for you or something?
Oh, yeah.
And I get what out of the deal?
If you don't do it, I will think really annoying songs in the back of your mind all day long.
Like, you haven't already been doing that.
That wasn't me, that's just your brain.
But what would happen if I took the ring off and put it on somebody else? So, I can't really...
I will...
I could always put you on the finger of a corpse.
Hey, that would... Okay, I haven't really got anything to threaten you with, because I'm in a ring. But, look, I'll be really grateful if you do this.
Hey, Davina, person.
Yes?
Do you remember YOLO?
Frollo.
Frodo?
Frollo.
What was your name again? I forgot.
Frollo. This just feels rude. I've been in your brain for, weeks now, and you still don't know my name.
I didn't know I was supposed to remember it.
I mean,
do you remember?
I know you're called Case Sarah.
Okay, now you're just pissing me off. And the whole time, I'm just looking at my hand.
And talking out loud, I hope.
Yes.
Yes.
And Davina is has backed up a couple of steps.
Do you remember a YOLO, Frodo, Fro something?
Yeah.
Yay tall?
Yay tall. Obsessed with magic rings.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of killed him.
I didn't kill him.
Well, he says you did. So, since you're a murderer, if you don't want to go to jail, you should.
I didn't kill him.
You should probably pay us.
Wait. Oh shit! Did the demon eat him?
Yeah.
I did put a sign on the door.
He wants me to make you pay. So, how much money you got?
About 70 gold pieces now.
Go on, 70 gold pieces is pretty good. I mean,
And
but you're kind of immortal now, so.
I already gave Torvald my necklace in exchange for this hat. She points to the woolly hat she's wearing. It has a blue woolly hat with a big pom-pom on the top.
It's a lovely hat. I'll take the 70 gold pieces, and then we'll that may be good then.
Right.
Thank you. Now apologize. This one.
I'm very sorry, Frollo, that my demon ate you.
Now kiss it. Go on. He's dead because of you and in a ring.
Is this like the Cressara mating ritual? Am I missing something here?
She kisses the ring.
Do you feel better?
Yes, a bit.
He feels a bit better. And I just pocket the 70 gold. I'm really good at resolving problems.
And Davina sort of takes a couple of shuffling steps away to sort of put Uno between her and Cressara.
I'm not really sure that Davina's the problem here.
Well, he didn't do it. He's dead.
I'm not talking about Frollo.
Oh,
Did I get that right?
I think so. It was Frollo, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you got that right. It was Frollo.
I was referring to, the demon in the room.
I mean, it is her fault.
Aye, but I don't think she's got malicious intent or anything.
Well, I mean, why else would you summon a demon?
You've got a point there.
Where do you draw the line on, oh, I'm sorry I killed you, locked your soul into a ring and destroyed all of your friends? I didn't mean to.
Wait, didn't he
that's
lock
almost like
himself up
stealing
in
a
the
book
ring?
and blasting a hole in somebody's chest. I'm sorry, what was that all?
Or
Didn't
throwing
he lock
never-ending
himself up
ale
in the
over a
ring
ship?
just in case something did happen to him? So that part was his fault.
Well, I mean, now the poor thing's dead, so he wouldn't be dead if she hadn't summoned a demon.
Right, but even if he had died from an accident of like knocking something over and crushing his head, he'd still be in the ring.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to do that. Oh no, can you weigh in on here? I mean, technically, she summoned the demon that killed him, so it's technically her fault, right?
Yeah, I mean, technically it wasn't
Hold on,
the demon that...
her.
Oh, sorry.
I've taken an oath to protect those that I care about and to avenge people who have died due to the meddling of death or have been brought back to life due to that. So I care about undead. I care about people who are purposely trying to bring people back from the dead. I care about people who kill mercilessly. This is kind of a gray area, which is why I've decided that Davina needs to stay very close to me while I figure out black or white.
I think YOLO's okay with that. I mean, he has 70 gold now, and I think.
I mean, does is his name YOLO really?
Yes.
Ah, that's unfortunate. Does he feel like he was mercilessly killed?
Do you feel like you were mercilessly killed? You do, don't you?
Yeah, it was very unjust. Like, there should at least have been, proper safety procedures before demon summoning occurred.
Yeah, he definitely feels like it's merciless because, she didn't put the proper safety protocol.
Davina, could you remind me why you summoned a demon?
It was malicious intent, wasn't
it? I wanted to... Sort of blinks for a second and goes, I wanted to find out what it was that my parents did. That,
demon?
Possibly. Yes.
Your bastard father?
Who was perhaps not actually my father.
So how does a demon play into that? I mean, I think that's just kind of a...
I didn't really get answers. It was very, it meant mostly just... I only had a chance to talk to it once before things got a bit out of control in Tilafen, and then...
On the murderous rampage.
Yes, but how does a demon work into your genetics?
Well, the gist I got was when a dubious mage and a demon kind of,
so the demon might have been your father?
That's not that particular demon, I don't think.
Okay, because that demon is inside of you right now, so if it's your father, I'm a little uncomfortable.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah, I know.
No. Yeah, I have many concerns about her dad.
I have a lot of concerns about everything you just said.
You should. I have them, so you most definitely should.
What I meant was that from what the reading is, some people end up part demon, but I didn't think there was actually, literally... Okay,
Okay, well let's go ahead and table this.
Table this for another time when... Oh my god, that is an enormous man.
Yeah, from what I understand, the world might be ending, so we should probably focus on that first.
Now I'm even more concerned.
Welcome to the crew.
And yeah, where Davina is pointing, you can see this 30-foot tall figure striding down a path towards where the boats are. And he is dressed in what looks to be an enormous set of chainmail. Quite a rather nice looking cloak, which is lined with white fur from probably a lot of bears. And you can see his skin has almost like a purplish cast to it, and he's got very fluffy white hair. It seems almost floaty at the ends, like it's like a little puff of cloud. But and a beard to match, this big fluffy white beard. Looks like a patch of clouds. And he's humming to himself as he trudges down towards the boats, and this is a deep bass hum that seems to sort of You can feel it almost more in your bones than through your ears. It sort of resonates through the ground as he walks. Thud, thud. I'm not going to inflict my humming on you because it's incredibly tuneless. But as he approaches the boat, and he says, in common, "Good morning. I hear we have guests."
Aye, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. My name is Dernier.
Torvald. Pleasure's all mine, I say in Giant.
Ah, you are. The pleasure indeed, he responds also in Giant. Are you all familiar with our tongue?
Only two of us, sadly. So if you don't mind, we'll speak the common tongue.
Yes, we'll stick to common, but it's a pleasure. We don't often meet that many small folk that speak our language. You're not from around here, are you?
No, you could say that. We're from Isfjell.
Ah, I went there once. It was nice.
Well, thank you for your kind words.
Yes, well... You said you wanted an audience with the king, is that correct?
Aye.
Torvald and companions?
Aye, introduce yourselves. Don't be rude.
I'm Aldous. Hello.
Right.
Kasora.
Davina Coldwater.
Uno of the Diamond family.
Ah.
Are you familiar? She gets excited a little bit.
Yes, I have not quite followed the recent exploits, but I like a good story. I try and collect tales from sailors that stop off here.
Excellent.
Right. Well, shall we on up to the castle? Do you have any stuff you need? Any baggage?
Well, we've got plenty of that, but not much to carry. Shall we?
After me. Well, you don't know where you're going, so after me, probably. I will walk slowly so as not to leave you behind.
Well, thank you for your consideration.
He starts his way up the path that leads away from the harbour and sort of winds up round the corner, and then becomes this set of wide steps leading up the mountainside. And you notice there are two sets of steps running side by side. One of which each step is about at least 5-6 feet high, and then next to it someone's cut a second set of steps with little steps to run alongside it.
About how far is it from the harbor to the castle? I would be measuring it.
It's probably, I'd say, it's mostly up rather than across. But all in all, I'd say it's a bit less than a mile, give or take, from the harbour. Once you have to kind of go around a switchback to get to the gate of the castle rather than the side of the castle, which you were seeing before. So you make your way up, these big wide stone steps, and then it leads to an arching bridge over a chasm in the cliff, up to this big gatehouse. And Dernier sort of plods along, gives a nod to another giant who's standing at the gate. It says, "Tell the cook that the wine delivery is down in the harbour. I've got some guests to see up to the throne room." He sort of looks you up and down and goes, "Are they your best clothes?"
Well,
I'll use
this
my
is armor,
prestidigitation on myself to clean up my clothing
Well, I
and
have
make
some-
them all.
I have something in fur if that would be better.
Ooh. Everyone loves a nice fur coat.
I mean, you have this or nothing. This is pretty much all I've got.
Much like last time someone commented on our clothes, I'll scratch a little bit of dried blood off my shirt. Just kinda,
I will then go up to Uno and I'll prestidigitate her I'll pat her down.
No, it's like cast iron. Clean it, I can't kill as good. That's a warning.
It's too late. I've already done it. It's too late.
After re-season.
We need a zombie now.
I have to say, though, when you said cast iron, that just put a whole new type of conjuration spell in my head. It's cast iron. I like that.
And then afterwards, I'll clean up Chrisara to pat her down, like I'm dusting her off, and prestidigitate her clothes clean.
Well, I suppose that will have to do. Follow me. Introduce you to the court. We're only a small court here, but we try and keep a modest castle, he says as he leads you through an enormous entrance hall, this vast cavernous space with sort of elaborate stone carvings up the columns and these big long tapestries hanging on the wall depicting looks to be various battles of giants versus sea serpents, giants versus krakens, and one picture giants versus what looks to be Isfjellians. And then he pushes open this enormous double doors and leads you into an even bigger and even grander hall with this elaborately tiled floor, sort of glittering in shades of blue and white. By the door there is a large table, and you can see two giants sat at this table up. A table is easily like... I've got to do height again. I'm very... It's a very big table. Yeah, normal table, 2 feet. About sort of the surface of the table is a good sort of 8 feet or 10 feet off the ground. So you're sort of walking underneath this table. You can just see the legs of giants as you go past, and hear sort of laughter echoing down from above. And they sort of stop whatever they're doing for a moment and call out in giant towards Dernier. "Oh, these are the guests you were talking about. Here to see father?" He goes, "They look a bit scruffy, don't they?" And Dernier answers back, "These are our honoured guests who also speak our honourable tongue."
Aye, nice to meet you, he says in giant.
"Oh," and you see a woman lean down. She's dressed in this floaty white dress decorated with gold necklaces, this long floaty white hair, with more gold pinned in it. Like there's a lot of gold involved, and this is giant-sized gold jewelry. So, earrings the size of dinner plates.
Torvald's eyes get super wide, and he's just like staring at the gold.
He goes, Your Highness? Dunya nods to her and then says, I'm sure your father's waiting, wouldn't like to keep him. Come on we go. I apologise for the princess's rudeness.
Not at all. We're used to it.
We should not speak of our guests, so...
Well, if the shoe fits.
Then what do you do with the shoe?
Well, you wear it. You never heard that one before?
No.
Well, you're welcome then.
The shoe fits, wear it. Good advice, I suppose.
I am wise like that.
And he leads you up past the gaming table, across this vast hall, and up towards, you can see a dais raised up at the far end. These sets of steps leading up to an enormous and elaborate throne, on which sits a king, with his long beard sort of draped down into his lap, a gold circlet on his head, this very rich velvet cloak draped across him. Very grand, very serious looking. But he's currently not looking your direction, and he's currently seemingly engaged in an argument with the person sat on essentially what looks to be a stool at the foot of the stone. You see another giant. This one has their face hidden under a mask. And the mask is painted with a big happy smiley face on it. You can't see their face underneath. And they're dressed in these green robes decorated all over with gold coins embroidered and sewn around the edge.
Did you say green robes?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I refuse to outlaw a very nice colour from my NPC wardrobes. I like green. And the king's going, yes, but we can't get involved in every small person squabble. Besides, the elves are hundreds of miles from here, so what if they've got a flying castle? It's a tiny flying castle. If they come this way, we'll swat it out of the sky. They've had a flying city for years, and that's not bothered us.
Well, we've already handled that flying castle for you. So.
And both the king and the masked giant turn to look down at you and Dernier approaching.
Your Majesty, pleased to meet you.
He raises an eyebrow, and Dernier's expression. Dernier goes, Your Majesty, may I present Torvald, Chrysara, Davina Coldwater, Una of the Diamond Family, Eldest, and I'm sorry, I don't think I caught your name.
Adair.
Adair.
Sometimes a bear, but I haven't seen a deer yet.
Honoured guests, may I present Thrym, Lord of the Cloud Giants.
Well, should we call you Lord, or Thrym, or Your Majesty? What do you prefer?
Your Majesty or Sire is fine.
Aye. Well, Your Majesty, it's pleased to meet you.
You requested an audience. At least that's what he nods over to the masked giant. Nal here says.
Aye, we've come to ask for your aid.
love how Torvald's become the face of this party. This is a terrible idea.
Maybe not. Torvald may or may not have a plan. Okay.
Anyway, sorry. You asked for our aid. In what?
Well, you see, we're currently trying to save the world. I know, it sounds a bit far-fetched, but I can assure you, it's real. You may have heard tales of creatures crawling out the ground and all that sort of thing, and, well, we can tell you firsthand that it's true. And we think you might have some things that might help us on our journey. And we'd be willing to give them back once we're done saving the world and such.
The king stares down at you for a long moment. As doing so, you can hear a muffled sort of giggle from behind the mask of the figure beside you. Beside him. The king sort of shoots an annoyed glance.
And your friend with the
other
outdated information seems to be laughing at us for some reason.
That's just the most ridiculous story I've heard in about 100 years.
Aye, I could see that.
The world is ending. I mean, I've heard people say all sorts of stuff to try and get their hands on our treasures, but the world is ending? That's a new one.
Aye, and we didn't choose this line, and we're just kind of going along with it, because, well, we'd rather like the world. Rather not have it end.
I had heard of creatures being awakened out in the east, but I fail to see how that concerns us out here. Yes?
Aldous?
Your Majesty, some of those creatures are known to devour the minds and brains of people of various cultures, and that is one of the things that we are trying to fight.
Well, so which of our particular treasures have you come to try and scam out of us?
Well, I'd reject the word scam, that's for sure. We're just merely asking for your assistance. And we're willing to pay if need be.
Well, that sounds better.
Aye, the money won't do us much good if, well, there's nothing left. Nowhere to spend it, if you will. And these items that I've heard you have, they'll not...
Our treasure.
Your treasure, yes. It won't do you much good sitting here in a pile as the world crumbles around you.
It looks very nice.
Aye. And we have no use for trinkets of gold and silver, really. More things that'll help us fight the evil.
Well, I'm still not convinced on this great world-dooming evil. Sounds a little far-fetched. And we don't simply part with our treasures. But is that all you came this way to ask?
Aye. Is there anything else you can do to help us? Do you feel like getting engaged in a war or anything like that? Or would you rather have a few less treasures around as we go defend you ourselves?
Are you suggesting that we can't defend ourselves against the troubles of the world?
No, I'm sure you could hold up here for a while, but when the whole world gets destroyed, you wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Listen,
If you're gonna go search them out, I'm sure you'd probably do a better job than we. So if you'd like to take over, more power to you, as long as the job gets done.
my family has ruled from this castle and ruled these lands since before your great ancestors have been born. We watched the dwarven kingdoms rise and fall, and we will be here long after the elves, the dragonkin, long after their nations have collapsed. We giants will remain. We were the first peoples, and we will be the last. And look, we have nothing to fear from these supposed monsters. Why would we?
Because they're destroying the land that you walk on. There won't be anything left.
So the land gets destroyed. We are not giants of the land.
Well, where would you go then?
We would take to the clouds as our ancestors once did.
And by clouds, you mean?
The sky. That's where clouds are generally found.
Aye. But it's just a bunch of water up there.
He looks slightly affronted. Just a bunch of water. It is the sky is where our birthright.
Are you talking about going to the stars?
If needs be, giants have gone there before, although we're not quite so ready to flee at the first sign of trouble as the Stormkin were. But yes, if needs be, were this land to crumble entirely, there's always a place to go.
Well, what do we have to do to convince you to help us? Let's leave it at that.
He sort of looks, sort of scratches his head, goes, I see no valid threat for us to fight against. I don't see any reason why this is any concern of ours. And I have no interest in getting involved in such boring matters as squabbles between petty kingdoms and brain-eating monsters.
Well, if there's nothing that we can do to convince you, then how about a little game?
Oh, that sounds fun. No. A game?
Aye, a game.
What sort of game?
Well, it's simple, really. You sit here and you give me 1 minute to speak to you, and all you have to do is listen. And if you still don't feel like helping us out, we'll walk out.
Okay, but can I add a caveat?
Aye?
You're not allowed to repeat yourself, deviate from your topic,
All
or
right.
hesitate at any point in that 1 minute.
All right.
I just thought that would add a bit more fun. This whole doom and gloom talk is just getting me down a bit. So you've got to add some extra challenges in.
You might not even understand me, for all I know. My goal is to convince you, and if you just decide you don't want to, that's all you have to do to win the game.
Alright. You might... Alright. Well, what do you get if you win?
Well, anything that we can look through your treasure, see if anything's useful to us. Nothing crazy.
Oh, for one game, you don't get access to all our treasure for one game.
Well,
How
at the end of
about
it,
you convince us to help you? We'll give you one treasure.
well, if you, at the end of the game, feel we're worthy of just one treasure, that's fine. But if at the end of the game, you feel we're worthy of more, how about that? Is that fair?
All right, and if I win, if I'm not convinced, what do I get?
Well,
I've got pamphlets I can hand out. Oh. I've got handwritten little pamphlets that are folded up as a parting gift.
Sorry. One of our treasures versus pamphlets. That's not a fair equivalence.
I'll take out
There's
5
wonderful-
platinum and drop it on the floor.
That's a start.
I'll take out 5 platinum and place it nicely next to his pile.
A little more than that. For our treasures are not cheap tat.
I gave all my platinum away to help somebody. All I have are these pamphlets, and I'll drop them on the floor.
all right, here's 5 platinum as well from me.
All right.
I'll kill something if you want me to.
And a mercy.
Yes. Okay.
Can't offer
So,
a whole lot more.
15 platinum and a mercy.
If the king wins, we get 15 platinums and pamphlets, and you'll kill something for us. If
Preferably
you-
it's dead, or if it's done something morally wrong to you.
okay, that's splendid.
Great.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well from the journey. Would you mind if I adjourned to our room?
You don't have rooms, do you?
Well, I'll find some place.
Don't it. Do they have rooms?
How long are we waiting?
I can just step away. I don't think you want me in the room if I'm not feeling well. I'm trying to be respectful of you.
Don't show this gentleman to the bathroom. the guest bathroom. We don't want anyone falling in again.
At some point, you have to tell me about that story.
We will, perhaps over a drink later, depending on how the game goes. So, Adair, you're led out of the room into a corridor by Dernier.
Okay.
We get drinks later.
Once in a space where nobody else is around, I'm going to take out a forked twig I have and cast locate object looking for the wand.
Alright, so... yeah, you holding this forked twig is sort of... you get a sense that it is down. Just down and a bit to the left. But I don't know if it gives you... does it give you distance, locate object? Or-
Within 1,000 feet of me, you sense the direction to the location's object as long as it's within 1,000 feet of you. If it's in motion, then I get an idea of the direction of its movement.
It is not moving. But what you do get is a slight... sort of almost like you're seeing double for a sec. Because though it is down, it is also back in the main chamber.
The chamber we just came out of.
Yes.
The throne room.
You're getting... yes, the
thingy, yeah.
throne room. You're getting 2 directions of this. Down
Okay.
and in the main throne room.
Okay. I'll wait before I do anything else. I gotta hear Torvald's
Yeah.
speech. I'm just dying for this.
Back in the main room. Alright,
Are you ready to begin?
yes, now I'll start the clock. He has 1 minute.
All right, go. And Torvald just starts rambling of this. It's incoherent. Like he doesn't understand anything, just completely rambling. And at the end of 1 minute, I cast Gesh. Are you familiar with Gesh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
I am not. What is this?
You place a magical command on a creature that you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action. As you decide, the creature can understand. If the creature can understand you, it must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. While the creature is charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic damage each time it acts as in a manner directly counter to your instructions, but no more than once a day. The creature can't understand you; it's unaffected by the spell.
Alright, I am going to roll this on Roll20 so you can be assured that there's no shenanigans going on here.
I'm not signed in. Get in. Why is it not signing?
So, at the end of your 1 minute, what is your spell save DC, Torvald?
I wasn't logged in. I didn't see what you rolled. It's 17.
17.
15.
He rolled a 15. So what is the...
Aye, so you'll give us your treasures, any treasures that we see fit to take. And you'll show them all to us. Everything you have.
And you, at the end of the 1 minute, you hear the masked giant go, that was bullshit. That was like, I heard at least 15 repetitions of blah blah. And like, that's definitely a deviation from any known language. That's cheating. I say that was a failure. And then the king goes, I actually found it quite a compelling argument. And you see the other giant look from you, Torvald, to the king. And then he goes, oh no, you fucking don't. You did not come into our throne room and try and pull that sort of trick on the king himself.
It was no trick.
You think I don't recognize magic when I see it?
I'm gonna pull out my rod of ruling.
I think at this point, first of all, welcome to the royal throne room of the Cloud Giants. As you see the masked figure sort of looking quite irate. Your Majesty, I have reason to believe that dwarf, so you're sort of standing somewhere, at some point in front of this throne. It's up to you how far back or how far forward you were to have this conversation. Has cast a spell on you, and as thus,
done nothing of the sort.
You talked nonsense to him, and now he suddenly wants to give you all his treasure?
Aye? You have a problem with your king? You traitor.
You do not. And you see as the giant raises his hand, and I need people to roll initiative now because Adair, you are off the map somewhere to the top right.
Before break.
Well, I'm still in the restroom as well. So, to be honest, I'm not a part of this melee yet.
So the king, I'm trying to remember what the key says. It was to show you all the treasure and give you free pick of the treasure, essentially.
Correct.
Unfortunately, you did the spell right in front of the palace sorcerer.
Cool. So we get to beat him up.
I'll see if I can chill him out.
So yes, initiative, please, guys. Let's see.
I have a 12.
21.
Oh, let me just move the king forward a bit so I can add his turn. So 12 for eldest. Oh god. 17 for Uno. Let's see how. Giants aren't particularly quick off the mark. And
Earl got a 1.
Oh no.
so Torvald's on a 1.
I got 21.
21 Cressara. And 1 for Torvald. And Adair, I'm going to say you can roll, and I'll let you know when you basically become aware of anything is going on. Which will probably last until the first giant throws a rock or Torvald casts some taller dead.
It looks like it rolled 7. Sorry, it rolled twice. The first one's a 7.
Alright. So, as the mood in the throne room turns hostile, currently it's just the king and his advisor up here at the front. Off the bottom, sort of what would be off the bottom of the map, there are, the 2 giants playing cards, and off the top right where Adair went, there's also the Dernier, the guard. But there's only currently 2 giants in sort of close proximity towards you. As Cressara, you are first, and Uno, you will be coming up next. So, Cressara, what would you like to do?
Okay, so it's just sending you what it does.
Yes. So, let's see. I'm gonna roll this behind the screen because you won't know exactly who's charmed at first. And specifically, who are you targeting
This one.
here? Because it's each creature within 120 feet,
I mean,
so you can see the king and the sorcerer, essentially.
I'll get anyone I can except the king because I don't want to mess with whatever it is that Torvald did with his gibberish.
Okay, so it's a 15 on the dice plus 3. So unfortunately, that is a save from the sorcerer. You still have your bonus action and your movement. But
Okay, well, in that case,
you see the sorcerer kind of twitch and shrug it off, and the rattle of gold coins.
I will put that back up and be like, hey, do you want to see something cool?
Sure, but if it's more mind magic.
No, this is really cool. Come here. I only show this to people that I really, really like because you're kind of handsome. But here, and I'll say my word and whoosh. Look what I can do.
Oh. And you can't really tell his expression. You can't really tell their expression because they're wearing a mask still. So it's got this big smiley face.
She looks really proud of herself, and I'm just holding it out like, look.
So are you somewhere down on this lower part?
Yes, am I on the map?
Alright, so as Cressara's maul bursts into flame, it's sort of sending reflections of fire across all the beautiful glittering stonework around you. That takes us over to Uno.
Do I know where Adair went?
You know he went in this direction, up off this top corner, this where the little Adair token is lurking, just to indicate that he went that way.
Oh, that's so far away.
Everything's quite a long way away, unfortunately, in the giant castle.
Yeah. I can get to the steps.
It's so far to the bathroom.
Okay.
Need to find a token for our... I wasn't quite expecting a fight to kick off in the throne room.
Yeah, Uno doesn't really like the fact that we're fighting the giants, especially since we just got here. And I don't feel a fight's necessary yet, so... Uno will probably try to go get a dare. She'll just gotta be like, I'll go get a dare. I don't really want to fight. And I guess she will just kind of head in that general direction. Hold on. How do you do the thing where you measure and then you go there? I know there's an ability to do that.
Oh god, you're asking the wrong person.
It was near the horse hoof. Okay, there we go.
Underneath this enormous statue.
Measure by horse hoof.
Alright. Is that everything you know?
Hey, just in case, I'll go ahead and use bonus action and I'll... Hold on. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just activate my Crimson Ray just in case. So I'll take a d6 of damage.
Okay.
And then let's see how much damage that is. 5. Great. Cool. And I've just got I've sliced as I'm walking. I just kind of casually swipe my great sword across my left hand, and it starts to kind of flame up a little bit. And I'll go. I'm gonna go get a dare. And that'll be all.
And the sorcerer who was sort of twisting and sort of his hands back and forth looks down to Torvald and goes, "Dwarf, has anyone told you what kind of milk you get from your cows?"
Is this vicious mockery? What's happening?
Torvald's not going to say anything.
And he goes, "At least play along. Condensed milk. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please."
I will gladly do a wisdom saving throw. That is going to be a natural 20.
Well,
30.
you don't really get... That wasn't that funny. Like, nothing happened. It just kind of... And the sorcerer blinks and goes, wiser than you look.
What was that? I can't even hear you.
Wiser than you look.
Sort of
Steps.
you're the court jester. You do a shite job of it.
And they step between you and the king, sort of barring the path. And then Null calls out, "To arms! Your king is under attack by evil sorcerers."
I can't even sorcerer. That's just rude.
And an angry woman with a drow stick.
This is a flaming ball. I wanted to show you what I could do.
I'm more annoyed than angry.
How do you impress people around here? It's a lovely shade of green you have on, by the way.
Thank you. Aldous, as What would you like to do?
I'm not gonna do anything this round. I'm just gonna stand here and stare at the situation.
Fair. Adair, I'd like you to make me a perception check, please. Actually, no. Out of the corner of your ear, as you're sort of getting these two directions, out of the corner of your ear, as you're not really paying attention, you hear some shouting from back in the direction of the throne room. And you just a sense that, something is going on back there. It didn't sound happy shouting.
So, when you said down and left, was it the directions down and left, or there were the two? You said the double visiony kind of thing. So
essentially, one is down.
Okay.
Beneath you where you are, and one is back in the throne room, in the direction of the throne room.
I know there's one exit from this room, but I'm going to ask, there's two exits from this room.
There's at least two exits.
Are there any other types of exits? Because...
So you have exits from this room. The door leading back into the corridor where your guard friend is sort of standing waiting to make sure you don't get lost in the castle.
Okay.
There is the obvious exit from a bathroom. There is also a window.
Okay. Well, the obvious exit, I'm sure, goes down, so that is one advantage to it. There are, however, some disadvantages, I assume. But no, I'm going to do it. I wild shape into one of the more oxymoronic named creatures. The giant centipede, which is a small, right up there with miniature giant space hamster. And I'm going to use the exit that goes down to follow the path to the piece of the wand.
Okay. So we will follow up on Adair the Centipede's adventures in the shit pipes in a moment.
Well, there's a sink in there too, isn't there?
I have a sinking feeling about it.
Yes, there is also a sink. There's the drain, and there's the. You could have gone down the sink drain. It does appear to join up in the same place.
Well, that's unusual because knowing how plumbing works, I would assume that they have.
This is fantasy giant plumbing. They didn't read the manuals. You did.
I'm a centipede.
Yourself.
I don't care.
You should have turned yourself into a goldfish and flushed yourself down the toilet. That's what I would have done.
That's not one of my options. It has to be something I have seen.
Goldfish are everywhere. They're even crackers. How could you not have seen a goldfish?
Somebody's crackers. Hey, look. I made my choice. I'm sticking with it.
Alright, so the king is kind of just starting blinking, looking like, now, what's going on? I was just going to give this man some treasure.
Get your sorcerer. He's attacking us. Save us, Your Majesty.
So Una's gonna go to the bathroom and just see a centipede? Or not even a centipede?
You get a centipede as it disappears over the...
Okay.
Well, it's going to take a couple of rounds for you to get to the bathroom at this rate. But Torvald, it's your turn. Let's...
All right. So Torvald is going to hold out his hand, and he is going to cast Hold Person on the sorcerer. So that will be a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is an 18.
Oh, DC 17.
Yes.
I'm trying to contain him. I need your help, Your Majesty.
What? Hey, look, there's no need for fight. I said you could have the treasure. No need to start, Your Majesty, you're under a spell. Just let me handle this. You're under a spell.
I think you're under the spell of this one. And his bad information and attacking your guests.
I'm gonna say make me a deception check here, Torvald, because although your geese, I can never say that word right. It was about sort of giving you free reign of the treasure. It's not about sort of obeying your orders in terms of like helping you in this fight. Like he's not dominated.
Right. My perspective was he just sees his sorcerer start attacking us.
Well, your sorcerer did say also, did explain what was going on, and
yeah, I wasn't trying to like command him or anything like magic.
Yeah, no, the king.
Hey, he's attacking
king,
us. We haven't attacked him yet. What's going on?
The king hasn't attacked you, but
you said a deception
check, because this is all lies and trickery.
7.
Look, lay down your weapons, and I'm sure we can all talk this through and get you the treasures that were promised.
Torvald will drop his hammer on the ground.
And that brings us back round to Chrysara.
I wasn't trying to attack. I kind of like the your sorcerer here, so I was just trying to impress him. That's how we do it in Isfjell. Is that not how you show your intentions?
I'd like a deception check from you. Let's see if this plays off any better.
Deception. Come on. Please be a nat 20. Please be a nat 20.
You lot may be the worst.
I'm not lying. You have on an incredible shade of green.
You've tried to use magic to bend my mind.
I can't sorcerer. We've already been over this.
But yeah, what are you doing? Like the king says, everyone lay down your weapons. We will sort this out.
I've set my maul down and I'm just making eyes at the sorcerer.
Shall we step out of initiative then for this moment? Adair, we will get back to you and your adventures in a moment. Meanwhile, the king goes, look, I'm quite happy to give them treasure. Yes, that is exactly the problem, Your Majesty. That is a completely unreasonable thing for you to say, and therefore, I'm very sorry, Your Majesty, but I think maybe you should go for a bit of a lie down and let me handle this.
Did you just tell your king what to do? That's kind of...
That sounds like a very reasonable suggestion. I'm going to go and have a lie down.
And I was gonna walk back.
And you watch as the king sort of stands up and goes, yeah, that's that. You've got this now. You can handle them. Just as I said, show them the treasure and let them choose what they want. Of course, Your Majesty. Yes. There's no way I'm letting you take our treasure.
You just lied.
Did the king leave yet?
The king, as the king is out of earshot, Noel drops his voice. Now, His Majesty has ordered me to give you treasure, and I am a loyal subject of His Majesty. So sure, I'm going to take you to the treasure. Follow me.
Is that in your room?
No. That would be a really inconvenient place to keep the treasure. But
You're just
I'm
really dense.
assured you that if you try any of that funny business on me, I'm perfectly capable of defending myself. And if one of you so much as touches your weapon, I will squash you. Flat.
So you...
Don't threaten Kristara with a good time.
And throughout all this...
You promise?
No!
I'm gonna crush your bones.
You promise? Please. I mean, sure.
Luckily, this embassy had a decency to wear a mask, so you can't see their expression as Kristara says that. Follow me. And he begins to lead you out the throne. Actually, he calls back, Dernier, see what's taking... Where's the other one? Dernier? And you hear some stomping and banging, and then, he's gone? And at this moment, we're going to check up with what Adair's doing.
So, please describe for me what I see and what.
It seems to be a pipe leading down. This smallish pipe leading down into a drainage chute, which then slopes down at a steep angle and then appears to open out over the ocean.
Okay.
Over this inlet. You know where the drawbridge was, and there's this chasm reaching down. You see it kind of just sticks out the side of the castle and then just drops off into the sea.
So what direction is the object in?
You're getting now down and slightly sort of back under. Essentially, it appears to be a couple of floors under the castle.
Okay.
And the second one of them is on the move.
Okay. Well, I'm focusing on the one that was down. So that's going to be my main target. And I will go out the poop chute. Yes, I said it. And look for a window to allow me back into the castle and continue my path downward.
All right. Okay. And I think at this moment, I think it's a good point to call break. Because I need to just stretch my legs. Because I've been sat on one foot. Okay, so Adair the centipede is crawling through the castle looking for a suitable window to get in down on the lower floor. I'd like the Adair the centipede to make me a perception check, please. Let's see, or survival. I'm going to say perception or survival. I don't know if centipedes get bonuses to any skill, so it might just be wisdom anyway.
Yeah, I don't think really it does. So
it's like, you know there must be windows, but the problem is your vantage point now is very impaired in that you're a small creature crawling across the stonework trying to look for windows. What did you get there? Okay, this may take some time. We'll come back to you in a moment. Meanwhile, because I forgot what we're doing here.
Don't you keep your mental stats when you transform? As a druid?
Yeah, the problem is it wouldn't have mattered. If I added everything onto that, it was a nat 1.
Oh, nice.
It did not really matter at all.
Okay, what is it with Adair's additions? Because
let's see. If we're doing a survival, that brings us to an 8.
Okay.
That might be okay. Perception, that would be a 5.
Okay, that's still better than a 1. But yeah, you still reckon it takes a lot of scurrying up and down walls.
I was willing to
Um,
accept that I have poop in my eyes, and I have to use my feet.
So, currently, the other four of you and a very confused-looking Davina, who temporarily forgot her own existence, are being led down. She's like, what even happened there? I blinked for a second, like I wasn't paying attention, and next minute, the king's on our side and we picked up the sorcerer. This seems very complicated.
It is. Don't worry about it.
I'm walking right beside the sorcerer.
And they look down at you.
I have a question. Have we left the hall yet?
At this point, you're sort of walking back past, out of the side door of the hall, not the door you came in.
Wait, we followed him out?
Well, he's leading you. He's saying, I'm taking you to see the treasure, as the king.
Do I think he's taking us to the treasure? Do I think
You can make an insight check.
I have to ask, Chrisara, did you put out the mall when you put it down?
It's just,
He said not to touch it. So
it's merely singeing an area of the carpet.
pretty much.
Okay. And
10.
all right.
They're wearing a mask. It's nigh on impossible to get a solid read on them. He goes, come along. The king has instructed me to take you to the treasure, and so that's what I will do.
I'm gonna hold out an elbow.
And what's the caveat here? Why would you take us there?
Because my king told me to. Look, the other option is I ask Dernier over there to throw you off the chasm.
All right.
Your choice. Look, I could quite happily hurl you off the side of this castle and never see you here again.
That's a little hurt.
You walked in here and attempted to, have successfully cast sorcery on the king to get him to give you all his treasure. You can understand why I'm...
You misunderstand.
You're miscategorizing it.
Any of our treasure.
I to try to save the world. Look into my eyes. Do you think I'm being honest?
I just really... I'm sorry, every time I look into your eyes, I just really want to punch you in the face. It's
You can look into my eyes.
I am 4 times your height, Starters. This is not going to work.
We could try.
Oh, goddess, save me.
Zara the Barbarian.
And this way, and down these stairs. Keep up.
I'll keep up with you.
He leads you down this spiral staircase, about 2 floors down, but 2 giant floors down. And although these are shallow steps for a giant, they have not installed any human-friendly steps on these, so essentially you're sort of having to hop down, probably 2-foot steps.
Well, he would carry me, of course.
No.
You're just going to leave me to struggle down these stairs?
I can pick you up by the scruff of your neck and lift if you'd like.
Sure.
Anyone else want to lift?
It's working. I think he likes me.
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Right. He sort of bounces Chrisara down the steps, essentially just kind of holding you, just so your feet kind of skim the step and thud down, like a small child dragging a teddy bear down the stairs.
I knew you'd warm up to me eventually.
And he leads you into this large stone hall, and at the end of it you can see, first of all, you can see a this massive door set in the wall, and in front of it in the ground is this like glowing semicircle of runes curving around the area on the outside of the door. And the advisor sort of drops Krasara unceremoniously. And walks forwards towards the door. As they raise their hand and trace a sigil on the surface of the door. Yes?
I
Aldous.
am making a note in my book of shadows of what he drew.
And then he pushes this big door open, and you can see the glitter of gold on the other side. And he goes, go on, in you go.
I'll stay right here with you. I don't want you to get lonely.
After you.
Oh, I'm not going in.
The two of us will wait here while you lot go in. It's a really good idea. I like your thinking.
Fine, you can stay here. But he nods to the rest of you. And Davina, in you go. You want the treasure, it's in there. I said I'd bring you to the treasure and let you take your pick.
Torvald will
Go ahead.
take a step forward toward the treasure, almost involuntarily.
Aldous is going to stand right where she is and look into the room. Is this room only filled with gold, or are there like weapons and things in there too?
There are weapons and things. So looking into this room, you can see gold, you can see chests, you can see all sorts of artifacts piled up. But what now looking in, now seeing past the glint of gold, is you can see standing in the center of the room, surrounded by all this treasure, is a large metal form of standing completely opposite the door, and yes, you can see that around it, the feet of this is a definite blood stain on the stones, smeared around, dried, ingrained blood around the foot of this large iron form standing
More
in the
blood
center
than
of the
like a
room.
centipede, right?
More blood than like a centipede.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go in. I will make a
Okay.
point of not stepping on the runes.
Okay, so you step over the runes and add our friend here to the map. Over the runes and into the room.
Yes.
Torvald, what are you
Sorry,
doing?
just attached. Torvald is not on the map. There's Torvald.
You better not try anything. I promise you'll regret it.
Maybe.
Right. Torvald will also head in.
Davina looks to Uno for it.
I don't think we all need to. We for the most part trust this person, correct? I'll just say it out loud.
Aldous is shaking her head no when she
Okay.
hears that.
I could stay outside of the treasure room.
If you want treasure, you have to go in.
Oh, I found my treasure.
This is just getting weird.
At least one person staying outside the treasure room. Is at least one person staying outside of the treasure room?
It appears Krasara is, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's go. Why not?
And Davina follows you in.
I'll whisper to Davina and I'll say, if I randomly disappear, I'll be back. I won't explore further on it.
And at this point, Noel slams his hand on the stone beside the door, and the door clashes shut,
Not surprised by that
echoing boom.
at all.
Not surprised.
Don't touch anything yet. I think I want to say that he'll move when we touch something.
Is the wand in here?
Supposedly, I don't know. We're gonna have to find it.
And does the wand like seek itself? Like, can you pull out the wand and be like, find your parts? I don't know.
Actually, and I am going to turn to my bag of withholding and I am going to pet it. And I am going to say, Mr. Bag, may I please have the wand?
I'd like you to make me a persuasion check, please. As you're rolling that, the door slams shut very fast. You see almost chips of stone fly off it. And as it closes outside, Noel leans down and goes,
16 plus 4, so it's a dirty 20.
zip. The bag opens.
And I reach into the bag and I hold, without taking the wand out of the bag, I hold the wand and see if it tells me where in this room it is.
Nothing.
Okay, then I pull the wand out of the bag. But I've turned my back to Davina first.
Okay, so you turn away from Davina. I mean, she's still over there, not that far from you, sticking close by. But she seems to be mostly, her eyes flicking between Uno and the giant looming iron creature with bloodstains on it. She doesn't seem to be paying you much attention. And Aldous, you feel this chill run through, this almost excited tingle. And your attention is immediately drawn to the large chest.
Directly in front of me.
Directly in front of you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, outside the door, Niall leans down to Kristar and goes, "You're not going to cause me any trouble, are you?"
There's not really a way I can answer that. If we wanted to steal from you, would we honestly go through all of this trouble? Honestly, you're too gorgeous to steal from.
This is getting weird. Can you please stop? This is making me uncomfortable. Like...
You know, you could always just use magic and just shrink yourself down to my level.
Oh, yes, I could, but I don't want to.
Well, that's just hurtful.
And you notice that currently the flames on your maul have gone out. And that they went out the moment you crossed that circle of runes.
So did you draw all these beautiful designs on the floor?
Yes, I did all my work. I'm quite proud of them.
Well, you should be. It's very impressive. Interesting. So you don't believe us at all about the world being in any danger, do you?
I don't really care, to be honest.
So you don't care if every living
The world...
dies?
Everyone knows the world's going to end one day. There's got a whole bloody prophecy about it. But it's going to end one day or another. I always figure we might as well enjoy our days until the doom comes, and then it happens, as fate ordained it. You can't fight fate.
You can't.
And we're going to get back to inside of the room in a moment. But first of all, the adventures of the centipede. As finally, you found a window.
All right.
And is your... Hang on, how long does your spell last
10
for?
minutes.
So unfortunately, I think it would probably have ended by the time you find your window.
Okay.
But the last ping you got was that you're about probably on the right level now, and that the other fragment had moved to be almost exactly aligned with the first one.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. All right.
And yeah, you can see a window. Seems to be a small, like, ventilation slit opening out into a large chamber. And you can hear voices from the other end of the chamber, and you hear a voice say, "You can't fight fate."
I will go into the room.
So, since you're an incredibly intelligent person, if someone wrote you a letter and said that they don't want to lose your friendship, does that mean they think of you as a friend?
Probably, yes.
Only a friend?
I think that would depend on the letter writer. I mean...
I'll hand him the letter. Read that. A friend zoned. Well, if you're not going to be my rebound, help me out. Read it.
I'm reading it. You want me to read it out loud to you? I presume you'd already read it.
I have. A lot.
Actually,
I'm pretty sure the letter
did they see
the world.
it must be... This person just seems mainly worried that they sent someone evil elf to murder you. And Bodenbrook? That sounds made up. Oh, elves. Oh, who knows what it means if elves are involved. They never say anything straightforward. Honestly, I think you should go speak to this person and, face to face and get the details, rather than leaping to assumptions based on a letter. From the look of the letterhead on this, it seems that it's someone with a rather imperial background, and if I know anything about court, it's that nothing is, Why am I giving you advice?
Because we're friends now. So you think I should go talk to him?
You tried to cast weird elven magic on me with that spider stick you're carrying around.
I just didn't want you to attack my friends. I didn't want a fight. We're not here to fight. I don't want you getting hurt. I don't want you getting hurt because we're not here
Well, that's unfortunate.
Clearly. So if you kill me, I can't go and talk to him now, can I?
And we're going to cut away from this conversation for a moment. As a dare, you are in that same room, so it's
the room with Rasara and her date.
Yes.
Okay. And can I see the drawings on the floor?
Yes.
By looking at them and just going over what little I know, does anything pop out?
Maybe an Arcana check, please.
I'm so good at Arcana. This is just a show.
You're a mighty wizard. We know this.
No, that's a 14. So.
They look like they were designed as some kind of circle to keep out magical energy.
Okay. I would like to slither down behind one of the pillars. I think that those are either pillars or pools. I can't tell which.
Those are pillars, yeah.
Okay. Behind one of the pillars and shift back into human form.
Okay. Yes, you can do that. The giant seems to be busy in conversation with Krasara, so no one seems to pay much attention to you.
Okay. Am I done?
And we'll get back to you in a moment, because I want There's been a few minutes of conversation, and I need to see what kind of hell has broken loose inside the vault.
The first thing Torvald is going to do is kind of like take a look at the big thing in the middle that looks like it's going to try to attack us with the blood. And, you know, with his background as a smith, he's going to just try to assess if there's anything he can, if he can see if there's anything that might be like an advantage against it, anything that I know to avoid.
Okay, make me an investigation check, please.
It's gonna be investigation 15.
This thing looks like it has been designed to withstand a lot. Like, it's definitely some kind of automaton, and you're pretty sure someone's put some effort into making this fairly fireproof. Not entirely fireproof, but fairly fireproof. And you're going to need some magic to make a chip in it. And in fact, yeah, looks like it's definitely fire-powered. And it'd say that setting fire to it would only make it stronger. As for weaknesses, you reach the terrifying conclusion that it perhaps doesn't really have many or any. And you're fairly sure you off the corner of your eye just saw it move a little as you got nearer to it.
Whatever you do, don't hit this thing with fire. I think it'll make it stronger. And we're going to need to use some sort of magical attacks to do any sort of damage.
And I'll just kind of like relay all the information to everyone.
And I think I just saw it move.
Okay, well,
But all I do is fire.
Well, pull out some other tricks then. But whatever you do, don't hit it with fire.
And Uno sort of, not Uno, Davina goes to hide behind, puts Uno between her and the giant metal monster, just kind of shuffles around.
Are
I'm
those-
going.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if the skulls are real in the room.
Yes.
Are there actually big skulls?
There are actually big skulls.
So Davina gets to hide behind me, and I go, "Oh!" Check out the skull. I'll like climb on it, and I'll just kind of glance and be like, "Let me know if things get hairy." Check this out.
Does she actually touch anything before climbing on the skulls?
No. She's just investigating the skull.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like
You
it's
had said out loud, like, "Don't touch anything," right?
like
Yeah.
an enormous and very old dragon
She'll
skull.
resist to touch it, but she'll check it out.
All right, Torvald.
Aye.
I think I found the piece
All right, where is it?
inside this chest. And in order to get to it, I need to open it, but I have a feeling that if I touch anything, that is going, and she gestures at the mechanical metal person, is going to start attacking.
Agreed.
So, are you ready?
I guess ready as I'll ever be.
And
Are you ready, Uno?
Torvald's gonna kind of take a few steps to the side to try to
I mean,
get out of this circle.
do we think that it's gonna attack us for sure?
There's blood at its feet.
But it's not attacking us now?
Not yet, we haven't touched anything.
Well, maybe we should tie it up?
Can you do that thing where you find out if anything's magical?
Me?
Aye.
No. I can identify what it is, but I can't say if it's
That's what it
magical or
was.
You want? I can do that.
That'd be nice, thanks. Something that's not fire.
Oh. Didn't work.
Try stepping out from that circle there.
Oh shit. He steps out of the circle. That's better. Oh. Whoa, that's bright. That's okay. So magic things. This sword, that loot, that statue, those gemstones over there, that mask, something in that chest, and that chest, that cup, that trident, something in that sack. It might be easier for me to list the things that aren't magical.
All right, let's do this. Can you tell what kind of magic it is?
Yeah, but you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Imagine if someone has set off a bunch of fireworks, right in front of your face. There is seriously so much magical stuff in this room, including
Are you able to focus
including
on
that
just
thing in the
one?
middle and those runes. Yes. Yeah.
What about that thing in the middle?
That thing in the middle. That is.
The metal one.
Reading scrolls off items is always hard. You know, they sometimes blend them together. I'd say probably a touch of conjuration mixed with some transmutation.
Is there anything in this pile next to me that might, enhance anything?
Enhance anything?
Aye.
Well, there's a magic wand, I think. That looks to be some kind of conjuration. No. What's the exploding? Sorry, I'm forgetting my words right now. Boom, magic. What's the evocation? Evocation. That's the word. I'm a classically trained wizard. I surely know my words. That hat. That's transmutation. That crowny thing. Not sure about the box. But yeah, I don't get anything specifics. I just get vague school and sense.
I understand that.
Oh my god, what if she sort of turns to look behind Aldous? And whatever's in that box is making it hard to see everything else in this room.
Okay. Well, I'm about to open this box. Are you ready to do anything that's not fire?
Sure, I think I know a few tricks.
Do we notice the voice change?
Yes.
Okay. And I am going to reach for the box. And I'm going to hesitate right before touching it. Are you all ready?
I'm gonna try to grab something at the same time. Maybe we can find something useful.
There's a sword over here.
You think if all of us carried this skull, we could get it out?
I think we should be finding something we can fight this thing with.
No, I mean after. I'm not really worried about the whole fighting thing. I just want to. What if we put this on the ship?
We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're looking for something in specific, you can make me an investigation check, Torvald. Because there's a hell of a lot in here. Finding stuff is going to take you, successful investigation check.
So in the pile next to him, he's just gonna obviously he can't see what stuff is, but I guess I'll just check to see if there's anything that I think based on anything that I've learned about that might be useful for me in particular, rather than just something random. So that's in that one.
That's a very shiny blue box. I wonder what that is. I mean, it's a natural one. What's your investigation modifier?
-1. So it's a 0.
Really shiny box. Okay, so Aldous, you said you're opening a chest.
Yes, I now place my hand on the lid of the chest and I lift it open.
So as the chest creaks open, you hear the grinding of metal on metal behind you. And I would like all of you in the room to roll me initiative. I'm going to let you do it at advantage here because essentially you were all expecting this to happen. Like, this is not a surprise. Like, so you've got a chance essentially to be on your guard, be alert here. And as you're rolling, just update the numbers in Zoom because I'm going to check in on what's going on in the room outside. As Adair, you've managed to slip in behind a pillar. As Krasara and Nal are talking. And
Sorry.
you see Nal handing a letter back to Krasara.
Okay. Well, recognizing, obviously Krasara, but also our very large friend from upstairs. Krasara, I think your friend has a piece of what we're looking for. Not what you're looking for, what we're all looking for.
Oh. Yeah.
When I say he has a piece of the wand we're seeking.
Are you saying this out loud?
Of course. Except that last part. I wouldn't say that out loud. I'm not that dumb. I mean, I'm not Torvald level.
I have some things I would be willing to trade for your assistance. Anything that we need to borrow, we would bring it back. We don't want to keep it.
Back to this again. Wait, where did you even come from?
Oh, just
He's pointing up to the pillar and to Adair. Like,
pointing to a pillar. Do you want to know what I have to trade?
I'm talking. Your friend just there.
Your
There's nobody over
restrooms
there.
leave a lot to be desired.
Oh, Actaea. Hi. Yeah, he's there. So, yes, no?
If you'd started this with the offer of trade, I do like magical trinkets.
I have something really interesting that I promise you can't get anywhere else.
What is it?
And I will pull out one of my remaining 2 vials of mind reading potion. This comes with a warning. It will grant you the power to read minds, but it does come with a side effect, and there's no guarantee of what that side effect is. It always clears up, and it does last long enough, so you would be able to help your king if anyone is lying to him, lying to you.
A potion?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to trade something permanent and long-lasting for a potion?
We will give it back. I can't get any more of these. When this potion is gone, that's it. We'll give
You've not told me what it is that you want.
We need a piece of a crystal wand. We'll give it back. I understand it's powerful. I don't want it. I don't want that kind of power.
And we'll get back to his response in a moment. Because it's at this point that all shit breaks loose inside the chamber. And Torvald, you watch as this iron thing creaks into life. Oh, and moves into being properly aligned with the grid square. What would you like to do?
All right, so Torvald is going to, as he sees it move, he's going to just raise his hand immediately, and you just see this this ball just forming right next to it as it explodes, and I cast Shatter, and I am hoping it has disadvantage because it is some sort of a constructy thing. I will cast it at the 3rd level. Disadvantage if it's a
construct, because it is definitely a construct.
Yeah. Let's see. Creature made of inorganic material, stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage.
This sure does then. What? And
Constitution 17.
Constitution. That is only a 14.
Right.
Which...
And then Thunder, enhance my strike as I channel divinity and I cast and I max out the damage there, so it's going to be, let's see, 3rd level shatter is 4d8.
Alright. So max damage is 4 times 8.
Yeah, 32, right?
30. Yes. Don't expect me to do math. That's what I'm the DM.
Alright, and then I think that's it for the turn. That's thunder damage.
Okay. A loud sound echoes round the vault, and Aldous, it's your turn.
It would help if I unmute, right? I am going to put my hand up like a stop, and I'm going to say freeze, and I'm going to hit it with a ray of frost.
Okay, stop.
Stop.
Hammer time?
I was gonna say in the name of love, Badger.
Oh.
But let's see.
Do I need to roll or do you need to roll?
Frigid light, use creature within range. Spell attack against target. On a hit, it takes 1d. I take the roll.
Okay.
I had a sneeze.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Cold.
Can I actually move too?
Yes.
Okay. Torvald actually move over here.
Oh, the better to hit you.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That was a 7.
To hit?
To hit.
No, it just glances off this iron monster. As this monstrous form is still sort of grinding into life.
All right. Well,
anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to look into the box and see if I can find the crystal wand piece.
Okay, so you look into the interior of this box and you can see essentially it's got this lovely deep blue velvet lining, and nestled in the very center you can see this little shard of glittering crystal.
Do I still have action left to pick it up?
You can pick it up. That's a object interaction.
That's fine. I'm going to pick it up and put it with the rest of the wand that I still have in my hand.
It doesn't look like it will fit.
We need the middle piece.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this does not look like it fits onto what you've got already.
All right. But it looks identical to the crystal one that I have.
yeah.
It just doesn't have the matching end piece.
Yeah, this is the wrong piece of the jigsaw. You need the edge to do the edges first.
Fantastic. I'm going to put that into the... Well, if my turn is still
Look,
available.
I think that you can do that on your next turn. For now, you've got these
Alright.
2 bits of wand out.
Perfect. All right. That's it.
Alright, Uno.
Okay, so we've got a golem type thing.
Yes.
God, how old is this skull? Just out of curiosity. That's irrelevant. We'll get
Really old?
It's old skull.
I love it. Okay, I will go ahead and if I change my right damage, I basically am reactivating it, am I not? That sucks. So I'll go ahead and I'll like sigh and I'll change my sword from fire. I'll take another crimson right damage and switch to Rite of the Dawn, which is radiant damage instead. And we'll see how much damage I take to do that. 4, great. I never roll low on damage to myself. That's only for beginners. Cool. And then so I'll go ahead and,
yourself.
yeah, so I'll go ahead and activate that Crimson Rite, and then I'll go and walk up to the Iron Boy. We're killing it, right? Is that the goal?
Aye.
I'll swipe it.
As Torvald attacked it and ran up to it.
Una's just kind of here. Una's just kind of doing her best. Yeah, so she'll go ahead and she'll like casually say farewell to this goal for now. Swipe and then go and attack the golem. Bow. And that will be a cool nat 1 to hit, which is a 9.
That clang off the
Cool.
metal.
We'll do it again. That's a 24.
That one needs to have hit a weak point in the metal.
Yay! Okay, cool. And that will be, let's see, so that is 13 slashing damage, as well as I assume this isn't undead.
It is not undead, no.
Tragic. Okay,
It was never alive.
that's fine. And it takes 5 radiant damage as well. Also,
Alright.
my sword is shining a radius of up to 20 feet, if that
Ah,
gives any convenience at all.
it makes the gold look very sparkly.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's my turn.
And
I'll mark it. So I went ahead because I damaged it. I'll use Brand of Castigation, which means it now has a. Oh wait, hold on. Do they have to have blood for that? No, they don't. We're good. Some of my stuff requires blood. I now always know the direction of the branded creature just in case he runs out of sight. And if he tries to deal damage, he takes a 1 second damage. Just 1.
Okay.
Cool. And that'll be my turn.
You hear sort of gold coins, metal clanking on the foot as Davina takes a couple of steps backwards. And then... And these 2 arcs of like dark inky blackness shoot out from her towards the creature. One of them misses entirely. You see it blast against this skull at the back of the room, sending chips of bone off. But the other one hits this thing square in the middle of the chest. That was essentially, she rolled a 20 and a 1.
Wait, did she crit?
Yeah, she critted, critically failed, and critically succeeded.
Yeah!
With her 2.
Davina was the one that failed. The demon was the one that succeeded.
Yes. Look, it's not Davina's fault that the demon's better at this than her. And then it is the turn of the metal monster.
You're worse.
And you watch as it swings its big cleaver-like blade down onto Torvald. That is only a 17 to hit.
Torvald deflects it with the shield.
And it swings back again. That's more like it. That is a 28.
That'll hit. So like as Torvald's trying to like right his shield and push it forward, the cleaver just like comes down on him. Yeah.
Could have been a better roll. 9. That is 16 points of slashing damage.
Okay. And then as it hits, this lightning is going to surge through and go towards the cleaver as I mess up my hit points with the scroll wheel. And I'm going to cast my reaction, which is Wrath of the Storm.
Okay.
The DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
That is a failure. This thing is many things, but dexterous it is not.
So,
Actually, it's also not many other things.
it's probably very strong with a 28 for its attack. All right, so it's going to be...
You don't want to see its performances, though.
That's 10 lightning damage, so as it surges across, and then it's going to get knocked back 10 feet as this lightning just pushes it backwards. I assume it's large, right?
Yes. So it's pushed back.
10 feet, yeah?
Yes.
Do I notice any effect of the circle?
Not on it, no. Which brings us to the top of the round and 6 seconds of bargaining in the room outside. Niall looks at the potion and goes, and then reaches down under, and pulls out this gold chain, and on the end of it you can see this little shard of crystal hanging. This is all you...
Yes.
This is what you wanted.
That's what we need, yes.
You really should have said so. It's basically... Look, give me your fancy elf staff and I'll give you this.
My what?
The spider stick.
You don't want the potion?
No, I can get potions. And Adair, you are also here for this.
Mm-hmm.
Adair, what do I do?
Give me a moment. I'm trying to figure out exactly how far away from you I am.
Adair,
All right.
ready? What do I do?
Well.
Okay,
I'm going to jump into the air, transform into a giant eagle, and I want to go over and grapple the crystal that is on the end of that chain.
Okay, in which case I'm going to have to ask you two to add yourselves to the initiative order, as we're going to have 2 simultaneous fights going on out here.
Tess loves us.
It's multi-fight.
Woohoo.
Indoor fights and outdoor fights.
Oh, it said my token wasn't selected. That's an 8. I don't know why it didn't.
Oh, that's a 7. Gross.
You say that as if Tiss would be annoyed by multi-fight, but in reality it's just more chance for death, which is very exciting for Tiss.
Okay, so that's a 7 from Krasara and an 8 from Adair, so we will get to those things as we hit the initiative. And luckily, Niall is surprised by it for now, so... yeah, we'll find out in just a moment. As I look at as Adair, get your eagle stats ready, and I'll get an eagle token out in a moment. As Torvald, it is your turn.
All right. Torvald's plan has been foiled. All right, so Torvald is going to. He's going to hold his hand up again another time, and he's going to again cast Shatter as you just see this sphere of energy just explode right next to the construct. This time it's going to be at the 4th level.
Okay, this thing's definitely looking like there's cracks on it now. Like, if there's... You've done a pretty considerable amount of damage in one round. Like... Alright, Shatter. Why can't... 13.
Okay,
And
we're going to...
is exiled.
You're going to channel Divinity again as you just see it get enhanced and be an even bigger explosion. And it's going to take 40 thunder damage.
40?
40 thunder damage.
There's definite cracks across the metal now.
Just die already, won't you, will ya?
And Torvald is going to charge up at it as well.
Alright, Aldous, it's your turn.
All right, I am going to stay where I'm at, but this time I'm going to point at it and do that, and I'm going to hit it with Blight.
Okay.
That is a con save of 16.
For fuck's sake! Like, that is an 8.
You probably rolled a 1. It probably has like a +7
8.
or something to con.
It rolled a 3.
Oh.
It rolled a 3 on its constitution.
8 higher levels. Slot above 4. I think 8d8 is what I'm at right now.
Okay.
I'm going to just use roll 20.
I
don't have enough d8, so... Okay, and then it's +8 after that. So that's 49 necrotic damage.
Wait, where's the +8 coming from?
Because of my attack. Spell attack is +8.
That's the hit, not to the damage.
That's the hit?
That's when you rolled.
Never mind. I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize. That's for when I roll. You're right.
That's all right.
So 41 damage.
Do you have... Isn't it 5th level by now?
I am.
Spells.
Yes, but I thought it went in automatically. It would update.
Does it? I thought 5th level started the special ones, where you get like 1 cast of a 5th level a day.
No, 5th level
It
is
says
the
at
top
higher
slot for
when
Warlock.
you cast a spell using a spell slot of 5th level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8.
Yeah, yes, but I'm saying your Warlock spell slots, are they 4th level now or 5th level?
They're 5th level.
In which case, you roll another d8. All your spells are 5th level spells.
Okay, so that's 44 damage then. So it's
You
probably
get lots of level 5. Yeah, you see just patches of
rust developing.
rust and the cracks widening as... I mean, this thing doesn't really have moisture to suck out of it, but somehow this is working. And yeah, this thing is really looking pretty battered. And Uno, it's your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna assume that they've got it. It's looking pretty bad. Aldous took a note of what the sigil was.
Yeah.
Yes,
To
yes,
open
she
the door,
did.
yes, I did.
Where is that note?
In my
I
Book of Shadows, which is on my person.
Oh, okay. Aldous, in 5 seconds, describe what that sigil looks like. Go.
She does.
Great.
Just like that, and then like that.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, so I have an ability to step into the ethereal plane. Will the circle prevent me from doing that? I'm not even in the circle. Will I be able to walk through the ethereal plane while walking through the circle?
Yes, but I'm going to say for victim that you cannot end inside the circle.
That's fine.
Or start inside the circle, but you can go through because the circle is only on this plane, so...
Move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. Okay, so I would... Difficult terrain is double, basically, right?
Yes.
Ooh, let me check. So I can't be... this wall is too thick.
But you could start your ethereal jaunt closer to the wall, right?
Well, I still only have 30 feet of movement. Because how ethereal, I step into the veil between planes. It lasts for a round. But that would just mean I stay in it until my next turn, correct?
Yes.
I could move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, as well as see and affect creatures and objects on the ethereal plane. And I think if I'm, like, in something when I end my turn, I get hurt.
That's probably a bad idea.
Oh.
But you still got your movement, right, on your turn?
If you go straight through,
I can't end in the circle.
Yeah, go down.
I
will go ahead and prep to do this. So, well, I guess I can still attack at the golem if I want to. So I'll go ahead and step forward. I'll take some slashes. Just kind of as a passing by, drive-by strike of the greatsword, if you will. First one
I've
is
never been to one of those drive-bys. 16 does not hit.
That's fine. How about a 10?
No.
Cool. Well, drive-by, as expected, did not go well. 5, and then 10, 15, 20. We'll go stand right here. Bye, Davina. I'll give a little check-in. I'll pat her on the back. How you doing, demon? I assume in demon that means good. Great. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Nala is currently too surprised to do anything, so it's over to Adair the Eagle.
Okay. Well,
You are-
as mentioned, my intent was to go grab the tiny crystal, as you put it. Now, I don't know if that's tiny relative to the giant size or tiny relative to our
The
size.
crystal's about this big, but it being held in like the giant hand just makes it look like a little sparkly gem.
Well, I'm really hoping it's not super tight in that fixture, and I am going to attempt to grapple it and pull away.
Essentially, this will be, well, strength or dexterity to grab this. Get away with it.
What's funny is it's the same either way. So,
well, athletics or acrobatics. I don't know if an eagle has either of those, but
no, and that was pitiful. That's a 7.
So your claw swipes in the direction, but just as Noel sort of is moving this crystal, sort of you watch as Noel blinks in surprise that there's suddenly an eagle. He goes, "For the sake of the goddess, I was making a trade here. Do you people not understand the concept of trade? And bargaining and yeah, so there, that's your action, movement. You've got a bonus action. I don't know if eagles have any.
They get
or
2 attacks.
Dares have any.
They have 2 attacks. That would be the only thing. But no,
I'll rule you can. I can't remember how grapple intersects with attacks, but I'll rule you can make a second attempt at it if you like.
Okay,
because
let's give it a try.
Can't be bothered to look at the grappling rules at the moment.
I'll try, but my dice hate me this evening. So...
It's alright, mine hate me as well. The feeling's mutual.
Nice.
Nat 1.
It's a game of like keep away, like keep away when someone you can't reach it. It's too high.
Eagles can only fly to 10,000 feet. And it's just too hot.
It's too low. Haha. It's your turn, Chrysara. Currently, you can see this bit of crystal on the end of a chain being waved around as an eagle's trying to grab it. What would you like to do?
Wait! Adair! We were in the midst of a trade. Sorry, I don't know what all he can understand in animal form. I don't think he realizes we were in the middle of a trade.
Can I look at Chrysara, take my talon, and go like that, and give her the bird from a bird?
You know,
It's
I
a
hear
double
eagle
bird.
tastes just like chicken. If you're hungry and all. So, stick that up your bird butt. All right. That's the only thing that you want is the spider stick. I can't interest you in something else. I've got, I have other magical items that are gonna be told to you as soon as I get them pulled up. I have... Would you like Frollo? I have a ring that protects your mind. That's a magical item. Do you want that? Far more useful. No one can...
Make me a persuasion check, Chrysara, as you're trying to get offload from
You need to come with a name? Okay, God, please. Digital dice. Please, don't let me down. Come on. Come on. No! Yes! Yes! That is a nat 20!
Fine, I'll trade. He goes, trade you the ring of mind shielding for this necklace of sending. Don't know what all the fuss is about. It's just a bit of broken crystal that lets you cast a sending spell. Like,
Thank you. I'll put that in my pocket. Thank you. Could you
got it off an idiot storm giant.
Bye, Frollo. Could you let them out?
Well, this is all happening very fast. Currently, back inside the chamber, 2 more arcs of dark energy arc out from the Divina demon, and both miss the creature entirely. As the creature itself, you see its head around from Torvald to the other 3, and you see its jaws open. And there's like a hissing noise of steam pistons from the inside of this creature. And this gust of like greenish, foul-smelling steam bursts forth. This cloud of poison in a 15-foot cone, which I believe... Oh, damn it, they're standing too far away. Only gets eldest. This thing can't measure distance very well.
It gets me?
Yes, I thought that was a bigger cone than that. This was disappointing.
How much damage? Or
I need you to make me a constitution saving throw, please, first. Decide how much damage. Yeah, damn it, I thought that. This thing's not smart. I mean, it really isn't smart.
Thought it was a bigger cone than that. I'm disappointed. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
9.
And that is a failure. So you will take... I don't have enough dice. That is a ridiculous number of dice. No one has enough dice.
I challenge that. I challenge that statement.
That is 41 points of poison damage.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, mistress.
And then the mistress, the mouth, the
Mouth.
the mouth. You had me confused on M words there. The mouth closes, and it's Torvald's turn.
All right. On that note, all right. So it's looking pretty rough, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Torvald is going to take another crack at it. No, all pun intended. And he's going to hold his hand up again, and he's going to cast another shatter here as this ball just forms behind its head.
This is the day of the shatter.
It is.
Oh! This is... Constitution is this thing's second best stat, and that is a 7 total. This is getting ridiculous.
Well, the good news is I actually have to roll it this time. So there's a chance that it gets away with without taking too much damage. And that is going to be 14. 14 damage. That is pitiful.
You've run out of the god's favour.
Apparently.
But yeah, more cracks widening across this thing as we move on to Aldous' turn.
Alright, I'm going to make the same gesture. And I'm going to hit it with Blight again. This time I'm rolling the correct number of dice. But first, what is it? You've got to be con save of 16.
Sorry, I just realised there's something I've forgotten about. Which I really should have remembered about.
What'd you forget?
I forgot that you pushed this thing into an anti-magic field.
That's why I was wondering if it had any effect on it.
So those 14 points of damage... I think how many...
If it's standing in an anti-magic field and it's made of magic, is it not working?
It has an exception. But, yeah, it's not quite as damaged as you thought it was.
Does it look over and go, psych?
Wait.
I completely forgot about that.
So about this time...
Its head's not in the circle.
Yeah, I hit its head.
The damage just doesn't seem... The spell just kind of goes...
Okay,
That was weird.
Torvald's-
It worked a second ago.
It's an intermittent magic circle. It's the signal's faulty.
The gods weren't paying attention at that time. You know?
all right,
The gods had a lot going on.
I have a question. Was that
Yes?
Torvald's spell that fizzled out, or is it mine? Because if we're retconning it or not.
You know what? I'll say this half of the magic circle doesn't work for ease of not having to work out how many points of damage I need to take off. This half of the magic circle inside the room, completely decorative. I wonder why they bothered with it, really.
Good to know.
They didn't put the note reminding the gods that it was turned on.
I did do my whopping 14 damage then.
Yes, and the previous, because I realised it's been in there for like a whole round, so there's a lot of rolling back to do, and I
This is what happens when you don't pay your abjuration bill.
you get a faulty circle. But yeah, this thing is pretty damaged.
No, when I knocked it, into it, it damaged the circle.
Yeah,
So when you,
see?
scrape the runes up. Yeah.
That works.
All right. Okay, that works. All right. Well, in that case, I would still like to be doing my blight.
Yes. No, I realised there's far too much retconning to do there, and it was my mistake. So
It's okay.
the universe is altered in your favour.
Yeah, because then it's like, well, then if we saw it fizzle, we would have something different.
Yeah, no. I was like, oh god, no. The circle appears to have been broken.
Okay, so for the blight, that's a con save.
Yes, it is. Come on, this time.
16?
This is bordering on ridiculous. That was a 9. And that is enough.
Sorry, I did not realize I was muted. That's 41 damage.
That is enough. So you watch as this thing crumbles down into dust and shards of metal. As, on the outside of the chamber, Null hands over the shard of the crystal and takes the ring of mind shielding in exchange. And you are out of initiative.
Okay, so before anything else happens, I'm shoving both pieces of crystal in my purse and closing the lid on the box next to me.
So yes, as the box lid closes, you have obtained 1 shard, Krasara has another. The construct is down, and you are unattended and unopposed in a vault full of magical treasure. So next week, we get to see Torvald's fantasy. Someone let Torvald into the treasure vault.
We're
I
rich.
suddenly have visions of Scrooge McDuck diving into a pool of gold.
He's doing making gold angels.
We have a bag of holding and a bag of withholding.
We're rich. Can we put skull in there?
Deal me some good stuff. I'll keep Gnarl distracted. So if we were the same height, would that have
And
worked?
we will continue this next week, because we have that is all for us tonight. And thank you very much for joining us. And Moira, if you would.
Yes, hello. I've been pinned to do the outro because otherwise we don't know what we're doing. So want to go ahead and just thank everyone for watching. As always, it's such a treat to be able to play a game with friends and to have people enjoy it as well, because we mostly just do it for fun, and the fact that other people like it is really cool. But thank you for tuning in. This upcoming week, some other fun streams to look at. In fact, today, even if you want to just go ahead and binge a bunch of different RPGs, we've got Werewolf the Apocalypse, the finale of what was originally a one-shot, but as we've seen on this channel before, turned into a two-shot, being run by Ravenia, is going to be at 8 Eastern tonight. So be sure to check that out. From what I understand, if you missed the first part, all you got to do is imagine a dumpster fire and you're already there. Let's see. Then tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, we have Vampire the Masquerade Windy City After Dark, which is going to be on its 4th episode, and that's run by the wonderful Shanky. Tuesday, we've got Darker Waters is coming back. I don't know if it ever left, but it's back. That will be at, let's see, 8 p.m. Eastern as well by Tam. And then next Saturday, we'll be back with a wonderful Isfjell by Tis at 3 p.m. So got a lot of cool stuff happening this upcoming week. So be sure to tune in for that. You're also welcome to go ahead and join the Discord. We've got a Discord where we've got the cast, viewers, everyone. We all hang out. There's multiple opportunities to get into games like this one, join other types of games, talk about whatever you'd like. We've got a fun place to vent, fun place to post gifts, all sorts of stuff like that. So be sure to join if you're interested. Some other stuff that we've got going on is our YouTube. In fact, for Isfjell specifically, we're still hoping to get up to 100 subscribers, just so we can join our fellow channels, the McStabbers YouTube and the Haunted Chronicles YouTube, to get up to 100. If we reach that goal, A, we will have a better sounding URL, and B, we're actually doing a giveaway, and that will be 2 $30 gift cards to Drive-Thru RPG, and we will go ahead and do the giveaway live on stream. So that'll be super exciting. Definitely go ahead and subscribe. We would really appreciate it. And that's mostly it. You're welcome to check us out on Twitter. You can also go ahead and check out some other fellow streams that we've got that we love to give support to. And as always, if you could go ahead and subscribe, feel free to donate. We now have a merch store. If you go to the Discord, you can check out some merch that we have as well. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for joining us. Was there anything else you wanted to say? Anybody?
No. That was all. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Have fun.